Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to another what's for dinner video. Full disclosure, this video was filmed over like 8 days or so. I don't cook home cooked meals every single night because I'm a human being and it doesn't always happen. We do order out sometimes, so just letting you know, these are the meals we cooked at home. And for those of you who are new here, my name is Tiffani Beaston from Beauty and the Beastons, and I upload every Tuesday and Sunday. Any lifestyle, homemaking, mommy related content you can find here on my channel. So make sure you hit that subscribe button because we are so close to 500,000 subscribers. But let's get right into this video. The first thing we're making is lemon garlic chicken. This was absolutely delicious. I'll have the recipes linked in the description box below, but this was a great Pinterest find. The only thing that I changed out was I used gluten-free breadcrumbs instead of regular. So the first thing we're going to do is just preheat our oven to 400 degrees, and then we're going to start prepping our produce. I'm going to juice 1 lemon, cut up potatoes, and some garlic. I'm just using a bag of green beans. Super easy and efficient. As you can see, I never replaced the garlic press that I broke. I tried to get one from Amazon and it just did not work at all. It made my life actually harder instead of easier. So I'm just going back to old-fashioned peeling and cutting up my garlic. So growing up, lemon chicken was always one of my favorites, and I love making it now. I will say this is my favorite recipe that I've used this far. Right now I just have 1 egg in here, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, and then I'm just using some salt, a tablespoon of garlic, just getting 2 tablespoons of garlic and mixing that together, and that is going to be what we dip our chicken in before we bread it. Before we go ahead and bread our chicken, I'm just going to let it marinate in the fridge for about a half an hour. If you marinate it longer, it's fine, you know, more flavor the better, but even just a half an hour of this marinating is really going to make a difference. Alright, so while that marinates in the fridge, I'm just going to finish cutting up our produce here and get our breadcrumb mixture ready, which is just 1 cup of gluten-free breadcrumbs. You can use regular breadcrumbs as well, and 1 cup of Parmesan cheese. So the chicken has been marinating for half an hour, and now I'm just going to go ahead and dip it in our breadcrumb and cheese mixture and put it on a baking sheet. You want to spray the baking sheet first. You will see here in this video that I forgot to spray the top of the chicken. So my cooking spray is just an olive oil spray, so that's fine. But the recipe does tell you to spray the top of your chicken with cooking oil to get it nice and brown. Here I just have some melted butter with garlic and salt in it. So I'm going to pour half of that mixture over our potatoes. I'm going to go ahead and put this in the oven on 400 degrees for 10 minutes. And once that 10-minute timer is up, I'm going to add my green beans to the other side and pour the rest of that butter mixture on it. And then we're going to go ahead and broil it. The recipe says to broil for 10 minutes, but mine was ready at 8 minutes. Dinner was absolutely delicious, but I had to have a backup pizza for my toddlers because they don't always eat what we make for dinner, and that is just our own reality, and that's what works for us. This next meal was also absolutely delicious. It's salmon in a creamy Dijon chive sauce, and this is one of our HelloFresh meals from this week. I want to thank HelloFresh for sponsoring this portion of today's What's for Dinner video. I love HelloFresh. We've been getting HelloFresh for a long time now. For those of you who are new to HelloFresh, HelloFresh offers so many recipes to choose from each week that helps you break out of your recipe rut. Is probably one of my favorite things, is that I learn a lot from making HelloFresh meals, just different techniques to cook things as well as different recipes, so I really love that. Another really cool thing about HelloFresh is you can save up to 28% by using HelloFresh versus grocery store shopping, and I love too that I don't have to, think of meals to cook. I just pick off of their website what I want for that week, and I don't have to sit on Pinterest searching for what to feed my family. HelloFresh also helps you eat more sustainably because they have pre-portioned ingredients, which means there's less prep and less wasted food. HelloFresh is also really flexible to fit any lifestyle. I love that you can change your delivery dates and you can even add food to your order. Being that I'm a busy mom of 4, with one of those 4 being a newborn, HelloFresh just makes my life so much easier, and their meals are delicious, and I know you'll love them too, so make sure you go to HelloFresh.com and use code 10 Beastons to get 10 free meals, including free shipping. I'll have everything linked in my description box below. This meal was literally so easy and so delicious. The first thing we're doing is just roasting up some of our potatoes, and then we're going to add our zucchini a little bit later. Like I said, I'll do the recipes in the description box below, but I'm really loving how much Ella loves to cook with me lately. So we are just adding some olive oil, salt, and pepper to our zucchini, and then we're going to add that to our pan and let that roast for a little bit as well. And then we will get started on our zucchini. We're zesting a lemon. That is going to go in our zucchini after it's done cooking. I am patting the salmon dry, adding some salt and some pepper, and we're just going to go ahead and cook that in my cast iron skillet. A lot of you told me that you shouldn't be using cast iron skillet on a glass cooktop. So far, so good, crossing my fingers, but I just love cooking with this since my Green Life pans don't really get that brown on the foods that you're cooking, which we all really love. So we're cooking this skin side down first, and then at the end we're going to go ahead and flip it. The salmon is done. You'll see I've been using my Yumly thermometer for everything because I tend to overcook everything, so I love having that thermometer. It gives me peace of mind. But anyway, I just put some butter into the pan that we just cooked the salmon in, some vegetable stock, and some water. I'm going to stir that up, let it thicken a little bit, add some sour cream, some more butter, and some fresh chives. I also added that Dijon mustard packet as well. I love the taste of Dijon with salmon. It's really, really good. So again, don't forget to go to HelloFresh.com and use code 10Beastons to get 10 free meals, including free shipping. Now that everything is plated, I'm just adding some of that lemon zest to our zucchini and adding some sauce onto our salmon. I should say, a lot of sauce onto our salmon. I love extra sauce on all of my foods, especially like with a protein like chicken or salmon. So that meal was absolutely delicious. Alright, so next up we are making burrito bowls. This is super easy and something that I can get the kids to eat as well, so it's pretty self-explanatory. I'm just going to boil some water for our rice, and I'm using chicken stock in that to give the rice some more flavor. Rinsing off our peppers, and I'm going to go ahead and chop up our onion and pepper for our burrito bowls, and then for the seasoning I'm just going to be using a fajita seasoning packet. I seriously wish that I had like the ability to let you smell dinner through the screen, but unfortunately I can't. But anyway, there's like no better smell than onions and peppers cooking. Now I'm just throwing in some canned corn and some canned black beans just to kind of cook them a little bit and heat them up to go on the side with our chicken. Again, this was a super easy meal. I would have just mixed together the black beans and corn, but then the kids wouldn't eat it, so that's why they were left separately like that, and it looks kind of pretty on the dish. Alright, so next up is our cheddar stuffed turkey burgers. This was my first time making them this way. It was inspired by Girl Meets Farm. She makes these burgers called Juicy Lucy's, and she basically stuffs her burgers with cheddar cheese. So I decided to do the same thing but with a turkey burger, just seasoning it with some onion powder, some garlic, some chopped up onions, and Worcestershire sauce. And I really truly feel like this was a mom win because we called them Krabby Patties. And I told Tanner that I called SpongeBob and got the recipe from him. He actually tried it and loved it. So totally a mom win. And I'm just making some easy sweet potato fries and regular french fries with this dish as well. And also, if you can get your hands on those gluten-free onion rolls, they make this dish even better. They were so good. I got them from Wegmans. So right now I'm just caramelizing our onions with some salt and butter, and I know that a lot of people just put raw onion into their burgers, but Chris and I really like them caramelized first. I feel like it just gives it a really good flavor and it doesn't have like that raw onion taste, obviously, but I just feel like raw onions sometimes could be like just really too strong, but caramelized onions are a little less strong. Sorry, I can't even speak because I'm just so exhausted from just nursing a newborn all night, so please forgive me, guys. I'm trying. Now that the onions are cooled off a bit, I'm just going to mix in my turkey and my seasonings. And you see that I left out some of the turkey for the kids' dish because I'm adding a little bit of Sriracha into this, and I just don't want the kids to have it be too spicy, and I wasn't pushing my luck with getting Tanner to eat onion. So to stuff these burgers with our cheddar cheese, you just kind of make a little indent in the middle and put the cheddar inside and close it back up, seal it like a little envelope. Now that they are all cooked, you go ahead and put on your favorite toppings. They were absolutely delicious, and I can't wait to make it again. Tanner has actually asked for them again, so totally putting that on the menu for this week ahead. They were really juicy and delicious. So our last dish today is shrimp fried rice. This was really delicious. The only thing I would change is that I would have a wok, because you'll see I just like kept dumping stuff out of the pan the entire time. So I have been trying to get wild caught seafood instead of farm raised because it's just so much better for you. And one thing I will say is that whenever I do find wild shrimp or wild fish, it definitely has a fishier taste. So just putting that out there, to be honest. Chris went ahead and cleaned the shrimp for me while I went and prepped the produce. So you'll see here I'm chopping up some onions like for a snack size because I'm going to put them with the kids' dinner, and then I'm cutting up some smaller sized for our shrimp fried rice. If you have it at your grocery store, or you're able to get to the grocery store, which I was just using things that I had on hand, including that frozen shrimp. Grab a bag of frozen peas and carrots. That'll make your life so much easier than chopping up all of this stuff for your fried rice. But the small pieces of carrots are for our fried rice, and the larger pieces of carrots are for the kids' dinner. truly feel like that toy that was on the island right there. Now we're chopping up some onion and some garlic and some chives. I'm also cutting up some mango for the kids. However, I would have loved mango in this rice as well. Chris and I were just talking about this the other day, but all of my favorite foods have sweet and salty in them to be like one of my top favorite foods. I noticed that if it has sweet and salty, I love it, or if it has textural differences. Even having my coffee in the morning with whipped cream on top, I like the two different textures of the whipped cream versus the coffee. Those are just all of my favorite things, and that may make me a weirdo, but that is just what I really truly like. We used to always make stir fries with like mango and pineapple in them, so I feel like I need to get back to making those because I noticed that I just really love the dish so much more when there's that sweet and salty. So something I used to do is use this charcuterie board for, which by the way, thank you guys for teaching me how to pronounce it in my Amazon must-haves video, which by the way, I've realized this isn't the one I got from Amazon. This one I got from a store called At Home, but you can find these boards anywhere. But putting snacks onto that board, or like putting the fruits and veggies on that board, like just makes the kids much more interested in the dinner. So I literally am making them gluten-free bow tie pasta with like fruits and veggies cut up on there, because you got to take what you can get, and I knew that they weren't going to eat shrimp fried rice. I probably would have had a higher chance of them eating it if I used chicken, but Chris really wanted shrimp this night. They did try a little bit of the rice, but they were really happy with their buttered bow tie noodles. So I just sauteed some onion and carrots together until the carrots were soft enough, and then I added our frozen peas. I added some more butter, and then I scrambled my egg on the other side. Again, I really need a wok because this was a mess. So once that was all cooked through, I'm adding more butter and cooking the shrimp on that side. Once the shrimp is cooked all the way through, I'll add my rice back in and then put my sauce in. And the sauce consists of soy sauce and rice vinegar. It would have sesame oil in it, but Chris is allergic to sesame, so I don't add that to our dishes. I do really love sesame though, which kind of doesn't work for us, but usually if we get sushi or something, I say no sesame if we're sharing it, or if it's going to be like touching in the same dish. But it was still really, really delicious. This was a Pinterest recipe that I found this day as well, using basically just things that I had on hand. I was so excited to use my new bowls. I'll try to remember to link them in the description box below. If not, comment, tell me that I need to link it. But these bowls were like $25 for two of these white bowls from Amazon, and I love putting my food in a serving dish and serving tray. The serving tray that I have is actually from like TJ Maxx a while ago. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I can't thank you enough for being here. Please don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up.
Whenever your heart is broken, don't ever forget you're golden. I will find a light in your soul.